Hey, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Talitha.
And this is
the Legally Blonde podcast.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Me
It
too.
is a really nice episode because we get to learn all about you.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
If we are a bit rusty,
Yeah.
it's been a while since we've
been a while.
recorded.
Your girls grinded hard this year and then we deserved a little break. So
That's it. Maddie had a little trip.
Yep.
How was it?
so good.
So good.
So good. A story for another time.
That's it. Confidential.
Confidential information only.
I love that.
But no, I'm really keen because, I mean, I feel like I know you, but I'm so excited to, learn about you as a little baby, as a teenager, as a young adult. I was like, what's next?
Yeah. What's 25?
What's 25?
Oh my
Midlife
God.
crisis.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, I've had that.
Check.
Tick it off.
But I think it would be really nice to, have our listeners learn about their brand new host.
Yeah.
So that'd be good. I feel like we should start, though, with a general gist of right now.
Okay.
So give them your height, your age.
I love that. Not where I live.
Keep that one.
Okay, so my name's Talitha. At the moment, I'm 25.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little Scorpio. If
Ooh.
anyone's into horoscopes, let me know what that means.
Let me know what being a Scorpio
I mean,
means.
I've heard things about Scorpios,
I've
but
heard bad things.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard good things. I'm sorry, Scorpios.
So let us know. Currently in a beautiful relationship with my boyfriend, Trent.
So beautiful.
So, yeah, I feel like at this point in my life, I've started to be like, okay, where am I heading in the future?
Yeah.
Feels like it's been a turning point of what am I doing? What career do I want?
Ooh, yeah.
In my relationship, what's next, So, yeah. Ring. If you are listening.
Oh, yeah, true. I forget that, listening and visuals are going to be two separate things. And
Yeah.
if I just make hand gestures, the people listening are like, I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah. So we'll also be filming on YouTube. So if you want to have a look.
Yeah, head on over. Sit on the couch with us.
That's it. But yeah, hobbies, going to the beach. I'm such a beach girl.
Yeah. Beachy
I'm
through
a
and through
water
you are.
baby. If
Yeah.
I am feeling sad, angry, happy, whatever, the beach will just fix everything.
Yeah.
That's me.
I like that.
Go to the gym. I wouldn't say at the moment I wouldn't say regular gym girly, but trying to be.
She's falling out of her gym.
I'm falling. I know. I need to get back into it, but
Babe,
don't we
you
all?
look fine.
Yeah,
Don't even
thank
stress.
you. But yeah, gym, beach. I'm actually graduating tomorrow.
Woo woo.
So I'll graduate with Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Primary Education.
Smart cookie.
Yeah, so this year has been go, go, go.
Yeah.
Full on.
Yeah.
Full on. So I think at this point of my life, I've started to get to know myself and be kind of sure things have been in place. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but
It just feels like everything's
falling into place. Correct. Yeah.
I love that when everything aligns and it's yep. I honestly, though, I couldn't agree with you more with this
Yeah,
year. It feels like the year of change. So
I agree.
I'm so excited for you because there are so many good things in store.
Yeah.
But I want to throw it back in the day to little old baby. Well, I mean, you're not old.
Yeah.
You're little young
baby.
Talitha. Where did you grow up?
Okay, so I have an Aussie accent, I think.
I think
it's pretty strong. But originally, I was born in South Africa, in Johannesburg, in a suburban area. And obviously, that's very different to maybe what I look like or what I sound like.
True.
People do
Yeah.
judge.
Really?
Yeah. People I don't know.
They're
People
what, you're not South
Yeah,
African?
they're just oh, you're so Aussie though. You're Aussie. I'm okay, well, let me tell you the story.
Take it away.
That's it. So I'm a 98 baby. Oh, gosh. 98 baby, yeah. Born in South Africa, and I was there until I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And growing up, I think I had a really different life now that I've spoken to people that live in Australia.
Okay, yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, so growing up in South Africa, things are different.
Yeah.
Like, it's a third world country. Even though we lived in a suburban area, we had a house, we had like a fence. Like, people assume if you're from South Africa that there's lions roaming around in your backyard, which I just need to stop you right there. That's not true. Unless you're going to like a safari lodge or you're living in, you know, if you're living in like the outback of like South Africa, that's not true. So we did have fences, like barbed wire, electrical wires, like alarm systems, like anything to like protect where you live, like we had, you know, so I think that in itself is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big difference. Growing up, like, I used to do like dance, gymnastics, very just like active in sport, like just always wanted to like do like physical stuff. Loved athletics. You know, school was like, okay, like I like to learn.
Were you learning, like in South Africa, do you learn in English or?
Good question.
Yeah.
So I went to an Afrikaans school.
Oh.
So Afrikaans is my first language.
Oh my gosh, so you're like EALD?
Yeah, EALD now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's I think speaking a second language is like so cool. And the fact that English is your second language, even cooler.
Yeah. So Afrikaans is my first language. Obviously, I started learning English at school, I think in year 4. So the year that I like left.
Right.
So when I came to Australia, I was like, it was a big shock.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had much like English or anything. And then like seeing the difference in living in it. Wow.
Yeah. So I think my hobbies, like I'll summarize that, my hobbies kind of stayed very much the same.
Yep.
Sporty, active, average at academics, like, you know. But yeah, a bit of like angst living in South Africa. You know, you're always like aware of your surroundings, you're kind of on edge, but it's normal.
Yeah, okay.
Like that is a normal thing to have. So when I came to Australia, so age 10, it was like big culture shock.
Yeah.
I went to an English public school, like in the North Shore. It was so different.
Yeah,
like the kids were different.
Change.
Like, you know, leaving your friends behind. Yeah, it was a big shock. Yeah.
It would have been massive, like especially I feel like coming into like a North Shore like school.
If you know.
That is a massive change.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like how, and especially at 10, like that is so young to then try and navigate like a brand new school, especially like, everyone there speaks English. Like, so you're kind of like, how do I like fit in? Like, how did you like navigate that transition?
I love this story. So I came to school at about maybe in the time period of like February, March. So just not at the start of the year, but just after. And I remember my first class, we were doing like a computer class and we were researching like World War, like Anzac, kind of something to do with that in that realm. And I was like, whoa, like this is wild. You know, like, I don't know, it was just so different sitting in like a computer class with everyone like doing their typing. And I was like, whoa, like what do I do? Like I knew basics, but everyone was so advanced. Yeah, I thought. But I met my best friend in my class. In the first class. And we are still friends till this day.
Oh.
Yeah. And she was from South Africa and she was English speaking. But like we immediately clicked because we had something to like relate to one another.
Yeah, there was that thing in common.
Like we knew what life was like back home.
Yeah.
And so we immediately clicked and she kind of helped me navigate, you know, the way. I remember she showed me like a rand. So that's the currency in South Africa, rand. And she was like, look, like I still have a coin, like a rand. I was like, oh, like, you know, and it just felt like home.
Yeah.
So I think the transition was really easy, but the reason why I think I lost my accent is because I just wanted to fit in. I did not want to stand out. And now when I look back, I'm like, wow, that's so wild.
Yeah.
That back then I already was like, I knew I was different.
At age 10.
At age 10. And it was that comparative, like, okay, I don't sound like them. Yep. English isn't my first language, you know. So I was like, okay, like, I'm going to try really hard to sound Aussie. And I think I did a pretty good job.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's like amazing, but also at the same time, like, for someone so young to, like, transition, I guess, that quickly into a brand new life with people that, like, would seem so on another planet, like, to you.
Yeah.
And then my heart, like,
I know.
the fact that, like, I feel like it's a big thing that happens in young, like, generations, that you just want to fit in. You don't want to be different from everyone else. You want to be, you know, the exact same and blend into the crowd, because standing out is seen as a bad thing. And that's so sad.
But that's it. Like, that's something that so, like, early on, I was like, okay, like, I don't want to stand out.
Yeah.
And so I didn't. Like, I feel like I blended in, you know.
Yeah.
Unless, like, people spoke to me at the time, or, you know, my teacher would look at my work, it would be different. Like, I would stand out. But there was also a lot of people that were in the same boat as me that I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that, you know, English was their second language, or they just flew over from a country as well and, you know, left their family and stuff. So, yeah, it was really interesting.
What about, like, obviously, like, primary school and stuff like that? Like, how'd you go, like, obviously that was 10. Like, how'd you go, like, starting to get into your, like, you know, teenage years?
Yes.
How was that for you?
So, like, my family moved a lot. Like, we would always rent, and, like, it was almost every year that we would, like, move house.
Wow.
So we were always, like, packing up, on the go. Like, even from year 5 to year 6, I moved schools again. Then,
okay.
Year 6, I went to another, like, public high school. Year 7, sorry. Went to a high school, and at least I had my friend there that from primary school.
Oh, okay. So she
so
went
we,
to that.
like, kind of, like, met back up again.
That's good.
And that was also, like, I think everyone finds high school hard to transition.
Yeah.
So
You've got
hard.
some form of thing, like, going on in your personal life or going on at school that is going to make the high school situation difficult.
And I was such a goody two-shoes.
Oh, you know what? I can see it though.
I would, like, sit up in class. Like, my tie would be, like, up there, and we're in a public school. Oh, so if you know Australian public schools, like, they are chill.
They're chill. You can wear your hair out, nails.
You can have pink hair, exactly, acrylics, whatever makeup you want.
I can't relate to that experience.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, that's, see? Another topic.
Yeah.
But, I was, like, such goody two-shoes. Like, I wanted to do well. Got into, like, the leadership sports council, you know. Can you see that? Yeah. I would wear my badge so proudly that I was in the council.
Me. Sports council.
You know, do my little announcements at assembly and whatever. But then, like, things started to change.
Ooh.
I think, like, if we're talking about, like, teenage me, you know, year 9 and stuff, year 10.
That's the year, hey.
I think it's year 9 and year 10 is when you are like, okay, I want to be cool.
I want to be angsty.
I'm like, I want to be popular. Yeah. Like,
I want to be that girl.
Yeah, you just, like, now it's like you want to be noticed.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
What a change.
Right? All of a sudden it goes from, like, don't look at me, I don't want to be different, to, like, oh yeah, everyone's going to know who I am.
Correct. And, like, so it was like my friend, like my best friend and this other chick, like, for ages we were, like, the 3 chicks, like, the girls. We weren't in the popular group, I would say. But you know, like, people knew us.
Yep.
But, you know, now that I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, did it really matter? No.
I feel like
it really doesn't matter.
No, it's like one of those things everyone has to go through. You have to go through your change in high school experience, but you always look back and you're like, oh, I did not need to be doing that.
But that's it. Like, even when I look back at pictures, I'm like, what did I do with my hair? Why did I cut it like that? Like, I don't know. If those photos come out, like, I'm exposed.
I feel like we need to find them now just to, like, put them
Maybe I'll insert them, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so high school was sort of interesting up until probably about year 11. Like, I had a lot of family stuff going on.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so, like, my parents divorced at year 11.
In year 11.
And I was like, I hate life. Like, why are you doing this? Like, these are my, like, most 2 important years of my life. Like, I'm going to write my HSC. So, like, there was a lot of feelings and emotions at that time, as well as puberty, like finding out who you are, like your friendship groups change. There's judgment. There's school, just normal school work, assessments that you need to do. So I think in high school there was a lot of changes.
In terms of like,
me.
do you want to go into it? You don't have to. We can, like your family life, like was that noticeable growing up or was it kind of just...
like I think my family like it wasn't perfect and no one's family is, but there were things in there that weren't right. And I think it shaped like me as a person who I am today. And I think it would shape a lot of people, and so in year 11 there was sort of like a relief that they were kind of separating. And it's funny because I would always hear about people's parents separating but never understand it. I would never understand the feeling of like what they would be going through. And like every divorce is different. Like there's reasons why people divorce each other and everything is so to just, I don't know how to explain it, but like your personal experiences like just get so shaped by that. And so it was kind of difficult. Like I would say the last 2 years of high school were hard. Like this girl was struggling.
She was going through it.
She was going through it. Like moving and like parent moving out of home.
Did you have to do like then the split share between like...
No. So actually like it was just my mum. It was my mum and my 2 sisters. I probably should have mentioned that at the start that I have 2 sisters. I'm the eldest.
It came out of
Recap. 2 sisters. I love you guys.
She does think you're important, I promise.
I haven't forgotten about you. I just like, you're such a part of my life that it's just,
It's like,
we're just blended. But so then year 11 and year 12, like, it was my mum, my 2 sisters and I felt like I had to step up at like being the eldest. Like my dad wasn't there. So it was like, okay, like time to step up. Like, let's go to school. Like I have to drive them to school,
like take that sort of like
that responsibility. And it was a lot.
For someone like under 18. Too.
Correct. Like
hard.
It was a lot to handle. And so I'd say the last 2 years were wild. Like year 12 was crazy. And especially in Australia, I think the standard of like getting your ATAR and that pressure, that was so difficult to deal with.
It's a very intense period for someone so young to have to go through and deal feeling like if you don't do this, this is the end of your life.
Correct.
Which
That's
is
what I felt
not
like.
true to anyone listening that is currently in year 12. God. Like that is not true. Like honestly, there are so many pathways in life. There really, really is.
Like I would honestly just say like advice, like literally do the best that you can.
That's
it. And it sounds so simple and cliche, but it is like if you can't do better than that, that is okay. Like
as long as you're trying your best. That's it. Put in 100% effort and the result will be what the result will be.
Exactly. And I think what was nice at school, I had my food tech teacher. She honestly, like, because I think obviously my mum notified the school of like what was happening.
Yeah.
And she was just like the best teacher.
Aww.
And I think like doing your teaching degree, you think about like what kind of teacher you want to be.
Yeah.
And
you think about those ones that were important.
you think about those teachers that were so important to you. And she would just always like check up on me, and like even my sports teacher, like, you know, like, how you going? Like, are you okay? Like, obviously sometimes I would lie and be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm so good. I'm so okay. But like I wasn't. But yeah, I think at that time it was really important having like a support system.
Yeah.
And that was hard. Like my family was all in South Africa. It was like my mum, my sisters, my best friend, like we went through a rocky time. Like it was hard. So like having also like those role models, like that teacher, like just brought like a sense of comfort and like someone to talk to if I needed it to be. And I think that is like amazing.
Yeah.
That was so nice. Just even if I didn't disclose anything to her, like just to have that.
Yeah, you knew someone was there for you.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that's always like so nice to know, like the people that you don't think about that are secretly rooting for you. That's cool. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short ad break.
Listen closely as we got you some sneaky discount deals. Are you looking for your new favourite drink?
Head to Recharge Nutrition, 360 Nutrition or Off the Rails Nutrition and you are in for a treat.
They are serving loaded energy teas which are 20 calories, no sugar, packed with vitamins and minerals, and also have aloe for those healthy guts.
They serve healthy smoothies too, which are under 300 calories, high in protein, contain macro and micronutrients to satisfy your hunger, and are made on water.
So head to Recharge Nutrition,
360 Nutrition,
or Off the Rails Nutrition today. Are you a woman who is ready to take charge of your health and fitness? Look no further.
Courtney from Goals, Gains and Balance is here to guide you on your journey towards reaching your full potential.
Courtney is passionate about women's health and helping women of all ages improve their strength, endurance, and mobility.
Whether you're a busy career woman, a devoted mum, or someone struggling with their fitness goals, she understands the challenges you face in finding time for yourself and can help you realize your full potential.
Courtney's main focus at Goals, Gains and Balance is to help women be the best version of themselves.
She's here to support and guide you on your journey and to push you along the way.
When you sign up with Courtney, you are not just getting a PT, you are becoming part of a community that's about empowering, supporting, and lifting other women up.
If you're ready to set some goals and achieve them, get in touch with Courtney today.
Courtney has spots available for online and face-to-face clients.
Goals, Gains and Balance. High school, what was young adult 18-year-old?
Oh, the fun Talitha.
Oh, the fun Talitha. She wasn't fun till the
No, I wasn't fun, no. I only just started being fun at 18. Oh my gosh, when I was 18, I was like, see ya, I'm moving out.
Give it to your sister.
Honestly, I didn't want to be at home.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to find myself. Like I wanted to live.
Your independence was just like so fiery.
Yeah. And so I got accepted into Wollongong Uni for teaching. And I said, goodbye, Mum. Like I'm going. I'm going to live there. I'm going to live on campus. Like,
ooh.
Yeah. So I lived on Campus East and it was in East Corrimal, and I was there for a year on campus, and I made like one of my two closest friends also on that campus, and it was fun.
Yeah.
It was like, well, you're 18.
True. Yeah.
You're like legally drinking.
Yep.
You're going out to clubs.
Social life
you're staying up
peaking.
late. Like, it's just social. It's fun. You're studying, like you're doing something niche. At uni, you're not like studying everything like at school.
Yeah.
You've chosen this degree.
What you want to do.
And even if it's not something that you want to do like for life,
no, but
it's just interesting. It's fun. And it was like getting on the party bus at like 9 p.m. I don't know how I did it. Like now that I'm 25, I'm like, whew, p.m. is my bedtime.
Grandma era is in.
Yeah. And like boys and fun and like
finding yourself
and like dating. And, you know, at the end of my first year, like I had my first serious boyfriend.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long were you two?
We were together for 6 months, and that relationship taught me so much.
Yeah.
That was my learning curve.
Oh,
yeah.
That was what I need from a relationship going forward.
Wow. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Side eye.
Side eye. So again, it was a lot. I went through a lot. There were lots of tears. There was heartbreak. There was really good times too. And yeah, first relationship was very interesting. I feel like that's a whole like podcast, like episode in itself.
Oh yeah, we can do it. We can arrange that.
Yeah.
How to relationship.
Yeah. Like red flags. Like it was wild.
The works.
Yeah, it was the works.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
And so what? Now you're 19, like 20?
Yeah, I was 19. It was like 19. You know, things went really sour, like broke up. I was heartbroken. Yeah. Like there was just stuff that was so bad, but it had to happen, right? It was toxic. It was very, very toxic.
And you needed to learn, I guess.
Oh, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And then, age 20, like at that period of time, I was living with my roommates.
Yep.
And
so you moved out of campus?
Yeah, I moved out of campus. Now we're living in a share house. That was so much fun. Like it was such a different experience. And I would recommend that, for young adults or like when you're 18.
I'm in my share house era at the moment.
Yeah, like I think it's a great experience just to learn.
Yeah.
But then there were complications with like my boyfriend at the time and coming over. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of friends. Lost a lot of friends, like even like with my family, contact with them, like
one of those ones.
So that year was crazy. Crazy.
So did you stay in Wollongong after that?
So I went back home because the relationship was so bad. Like even after the breakup, 6 months after, it was like the contact. You know when you just like say like block and delete and move on? That couldn't even be done. Like,
oh jeez.
I'm like, how much do I share on this?
You could expose.
Like, I really could expose, but I'm like, that's all right.
A story for another episode.
Yeah,
guys.
Exactly.
We'll get it talking.
Oh yeah. So like, I went back home. I was pretty like sad. I was really down. Like I couldn't really keep myself up, and I lived with my mum and like my family for I think a year. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to save enough money and I'm going to move out again.
Yep.
I loved being independent.
Yeah.
I loved cooking for myself. Like it motivated me to do stuff.
That's good.
I was like, I have to do my laundry. I have to do this. I have to buy my groceries. Like no one else will do it for me.
No, it's just, you.
Yeah.
You are responsible for you.
Yeah. And at that time, like I met another guy.
In comes boy number 2.
In comes relationship number 2. And this one, it was fun. Yeah. Like we were friends for ages and we just had the best time.
Aww.
Like I loved this relationship.
Like early 20s, like.
Early 20s. You're going on dates, you're going bowling, you're laughing. It's like that.
Oh, it's
just
like the movie.
It's a movie
cute,
fun time.
Rom-com
vibes. And yeah, like I moved out, like he'd come over. It was just, I had such a good time and it taught me so much that like one bad relationship doesn't end everything. It doesn't like, if one guy is bad, it doesn't mean all of them are bad.
No, it's not a collective. It's the individual shitty human.
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, so like I learned a lot about relationships and like actually how to be in a healthy one, you know, and at the same time nothing was perfect, but it was like I feel like throughout my life one thing that's been consistent is like I have learned so much and I am still like learning till this day. I don't think you ever stop learning.
No.
Even like about yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny, hey, how you just keep learning little things that you like, that you don't like, that you want to do, that you don't want to do, like all those, and then as well, like, what you don't want out of life, what you do want out of life.
Yeah.
Like there's so many big questions that each year you kind of dive into a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
So how long were you with boy number 2?
Boy number 2 was 2 years.
Okay.
So like like I would just like sum it up by like we were not compatible and on the same like path.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like we wanted different things and we just communication, like we just couldn't communicate with each other.
Yeah.
You know, and so things kind of fizzled out. I moved back home. Now we've moved down south.
Hi, Mum again.
Hi, Mum, I'm back. Knock, knock.
You've moved down south?
Well, so my family always lived in the North Shore area.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And now we moved like, down south of Sydney. And now I was in a blended family. Yeah.
So Mum got remarried?
So she was engaged.
Yep.
I think she was engaged at that time. Yeah, she was engaged. He has 2 younger kids, like much younger. Like they were seeing each other like whilst I was in Wollongong and stuff. So it wasn't like a surprise. But yeah. Surprise, Talitha. My gosh.
You're going to have a step.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, so like now I was living in like a blended family. Like his kids would come over every second week. Like it was a lot to adjust to. And also getting over another relationship.
Yep.
I moved unis. I moved to Macquarie. Mm-hmm. I was doing teaching and arts. Like life was full on. That was like for 2 years. That was my like year of growth. Ooh. My years of growth.
Like 20.
So now it was like 22.
Okay.
Yeah, 23-ish.
Yep.
Yeah, wow, like lots of work on myself. You know, like being back home, I'm like, okay, shit, like
I'm back again.
I'm back. I'm single. I thought things were going to go differently. You think you're going to get married, engaged, and this is the love of your life. And then it's not, you know, and that took me ages. Yeah. To like get over.
Yeah. What were you doing kind of like, obviously like uni and things like that, but like what were you doing like with life around that time then to help you?
I was just going on dates by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And seeing
yourself.
Friends. I was really in the friend, like hanging out with friends and stuff. And it was hard because they were all in the North Shore. Like we were so like kind of far away. You know, what's the saying? Like if you like it's crossing the bridge.
Yeah. No one crosses the bridge.
No one crosses the bridge
in New South Wales.
Yeah. Like if you're on that side, you're on that side.
You stay over there.
If you're on south, you're south. So yeah, navigating like making new friends. How do I make friends in a new area if I'm like not doing anything?
Yep.
You know, signing up to a new gym. I made like 2 of my best guy friends there, starting a new job like in retail. I was at JD Sports. I met another great person there and I met one of my other best friends. Like life really was like kind of surprising. Like it was such a surprise. And then getting over like a relationship, re-finding myself. Like I thought I knew myself, but I changed.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like you, after a relationship too, you start to learn more about your individuality and what you want as a person outside of a relationship.
Yeah.
I think when you get into a relationship, a lot of people, obviously you merge your ideas of what you want out of life to compromise for one another. So when you get out of that relationship, you start going, okay, what did I want as my part? Not their part. What did I want? And you start then navigating. And I think that's why it's so much fun finding yourself again after a relationship that, ended, because you're just like, okay, cool. Like, what are the parts of me that I would like to continue on going forward? And what do I want to now do with my life? Because it gives you a brand new opportunity to start over again.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that was my like growth era. Like I went to a psychologist. Like I really wanted to work on myself.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, like I want to get into reading. Like I want to go to the beach by myself. I want to feel confident again, So it was, it was like, and that was a long time, 2 years. For me, that was long.
Yeah.
And then obviously COVID happened. That was a whole, like I won't even speak about that because that was like
trauma for everyone.
Everyone knows what that was like.
Yeah.
That was hard. Obviously coming out of that, I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, like how do I navigate like talking to someone?
Yeah.
How do I go on a date with a guy? Like,
how do I life?
How do I life? Like, what do I do? Yeah, and it was scary. And yeah, obviously time went on and like still continued my degree. I was working retail. And then coming up to like, I had like a very short relationship. It's kind of a funny one. It's not even worth mentioning. But like,
sorry to that person.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Or not sorry.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing. But that was like, okay, red flag and end.
But
10 days.
Good on.
We dated for 10 days.
10.
It was what birthday was it? My 20.
How do you give off red flags within 10 days?
Yeah.
The red flags don't normally come out till 3 months. That's an impressive record.
That's what my first relationship taught me.
Yeah.
I knew all the red flags and I was like, buddy.
To spot. You're out here looking.
You have no chance. I can see them. They're bright red. And I was like, bye-bye.
See you later, alligator.
See ya. Yeah. And then after that, I was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to find anyone. I'm going to be single forever. I'm never going to be married. Like,
I'm going to die alone.
I'm going to die alone. And then it's like 24 hits and like I meet this guy and I was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
She was in love.
I was in love. I was like, damn. Like, he was older and like he had his head screwed on and I was like, yeah, let's see where this goes. And here we are still to this day.
Oh, a true love story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good old Trenty boy.
Trent, my lover. But yeah, so like it's been a wild ride. My life has been a wild ride. If I can describe it, roller coaster. Up, down. You know when you go upside down and you feel like you're going to throw up?
Feel those moments.
Oh, like you're like going up.
Yeah. It's the ones where like you go like these ones too, where it's like straight up and back.
And then it goes down.
It's the down where you're like falling and you're like, I can't do anything.
Oh my gosh. That's been my life. But now she's 25 and yeah.
But you know what though? Like as much as like there's hard things in life and there's good things in life, it gives you that appreciation.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, you learn.
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't go through these things in life and you have it easy and it's a walk in the park, you're never going to fully understand what it is to live, because living is, like you said, the good moments, the bad moments, the everything in between. You can't truly live a life unless you experience the full circle of emotion and things that happen to you. So I think like, yeah, I can see you sitting here, like the maturity that you have and the outlook that you have on life. You are at that point in your life where everything that has happened has led you to be who you are right now. And I think that's so important to acknowledge.
Thank you. Yeah. And I think like that's the thing. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I'm 25 and I've experienced all of that.
Yeah.
You know, and then like other people might not have experienced that, but I'm like, okay, like let me help you. Like I love talking and giving advice, even if it's not the right advice or just listening. Because I'm like, we've been there. Like I've been there or somewhere similar, and it's just, I love doing that.
Yeah.
Like it's so nice. It like gives me
quality.
such a fulfillment. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
What about future you? Sitting here as 25-year-old you, if you could tell yourself stuff in the future, or tell yourself one thing in the future, and what are some things that you want from the future?
Oh, that is a great question. I feel like I can't even narrow down to one thing, but it would be along the lines of like, don't care about like people judging you.
Yep.
There will always be people judging you.
Yeah.
Whether it's good judgment or bad judgment. So just don't care, like just post whatever you want to post.
Yes.
You know, like say what you want to say, like, you know, give your opinion. I'd also say like, Trent says this all the time. He's like, zoom out. Zoom out. So if you're in just like, I always get in like this mindset where I'm like, oh, like this, like why? Like it's not working, or it's not what I want. Like it's not perfect. It's blah, blah, blah. He's like, zoom out. Like how big is the problem?
What?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And I think it's something that I'm still learning to do.
Yeah.
I'm learning to zoom out. Is it that big of a deal? Like, okay.
Is it going to affect you?
The coffee spill, okay. Is that like worth having a really bad day? No. Okay, let's move on. And then future things.
Yeah,
like,
what do you want?
Oh.
If you could sit here and manifest your perfect future, what would it be?
Honestly, I'd love to travel, like whether that be solo travel as well, with friends, like in my relationship, I really want to travel more. I want to do the whole Europe thing. Like, you know, I haven't...
Screw Trent. We'll just go together.
Yeah, we'll go to Greece. Sorry, babe. Like, I want that experience. I've had like a snippet of it, and obviously I want to get engaged. I want to get married. Like, I want to have a family. I think my future now is figuring out my career.
Yeah.
That is where I'm like, just honestly, I'm stuck. Like it's in the works. Like I think I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
But it's just that little part where I'm like, okay, I'm a bit unsure about the timing of stuff, like how that's going to end up as. But yeah, I think I'd love to just have my life like plan out like that.
But still leave room for
fun.
Yeah.
Like I want to go out. Like I want to enjoy time with friends. Like I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And do stuff that I love and like. But yeah, there's no time frames on
But that's
getting married and stuff. But I mean,
just you.
But I am 25. Like I'm seeing everyone's getting engaged and married.
Oh my gosh.
And having babies. Like, have you seen everyone's post on Instagram?
Oh yeah.
Yesterday, I literally saw. Someone got engaged, and then someone posted a baby, and it was like 3.
In one day.
3 friends, and I'm like, guys, no, wait.
But see, that's why I always love being like, everyone's on their own timeline.
Don't compare.
Oh,
I can't. Like, I am so guilty of this.
Yeah. And look, I'm sitting here trying to give the advice, but I'm so guilty of that. I'm like, look at what this person's doing. Look at what they're doing. Like, why am I not doing that? And it's like, it's not your life.
I know.
Focus on your life. And I need to do that too.
Comparing, it's so easy to do. That's it. It's the easy way out.
It's in your face, like all the time, seeing what everyone else is doing, that it's so easy to be like, well, why don't I have that? Why am I not doing that? Like, and it's like, well, right now life has other things in store for you.
Correct.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's literally so fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad that like we got to learn about you today.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's been so special to like hear about baby you to now. So Is there anything else that you want to share with the listeners?
Honestly, guys, like I'm just so excited to start this like year with you and this podcast. Like it's such a big change in our lives as well. So
I'm so excited. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Talitha.
And this is
the Legally Blonde Podcast. If you're looking for a way to wind down and support muscle recovery after a training sesh,
or want to humble brag about your caffeine-free way to wake up, Nurecover has you covered.
Ice baths are something Maddie and I do on the regular to support muscle recovery
and decrease inflammation, and overall feel more energized on the weekends.
The new Recover Ice Bath is easier to set up, drain, and can hold up to 400 litres of water and ice, and it's completely durable.
If you want to try it out, use our code Madison72572 at checkout for 15 to 20% off your purchase.
Nurecover.
With their extensive experience and expertise,
Cubik Marketing offers a wide range of services to help businesses like yours thrive in today's competitive landscape.
From website development and social media management to graphic design and SEO,
Cubik Marketing has the tools and knowledge to elevate your brand.
Imagine having a stunning website that captivates your audiences and drives conversations.
With Cubik Marketing's website development services, it's possible.
Cubik Marketing! Did you like today's podcast?
All of the music, sound, mixing and editing was done by Julia from Julia's Music Studio.
Julia is a composer and music educator based in Sydney who writes, arranges, performs and teaches music.
She writes and arranges music from diverse genres for a variety of instruments and ensembles.
As well as teaching composition, music theory, piano, singing and flute in both private and school settings. She also does various gigs as a singer in an acoustic duo.
You can find more details on her musical adventures as well as her contact information on her website, which has been posted to our Instagram.